How you doing, everybody? JW here, Rush Truck Centers, Pueblo, Colorado, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. I just wanted to show you guys our new model 548 and talk about our new model 536. And I got a truck here sitting beside it, which is the old 337, and I'll be making some comparisons to that one and the 348. So just to go ahead and get started, again, this is a 2022. This is the 548, so this would be the replacement for the 348 predecessor. And so I just want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff here. If you guys are familiar with the 567, the actual cab structure, A-pillar, everything, doors are all going to be synonymous with the 567. One of the really cool things that they did on this one is they offer two different roof heights, and I'll talk about that a little bit when I get inside the truck. But this particular truck has another 4.5 inches of headspace. And so if you wanted one that's a little bit lower, you could go with the flat lower roof, and that would be for like crane applications and things where you got to swing stuff up over the cab. This cab is all aluminum. And just to give you a quick perspective of what it looks like, so there's a couple different hoods that we can offer. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but I just want to talk about the old, this is a 337, what we would call the legacy cab for this size. And I don't have the keys for to show you guys the insides of this truck. But you can see some differences in the hood. Now on the old truck, they still did offer the plastic crown with the stainless steel. So on this particular truck, we have two different hood lengths. We've got the 105 and the 107, and that goes from the front of the hood to the back of the cab. So you got two different hood lengths, and then you have two different hood heights. This is the higher hood height. Now in comparison to the old 348, which is a little taller than this one, you actually have more hood drop. To the top of the hood is about 6 inches. Now this particular unit, in partnership with some of our bodybuilders and upfitters, this is what some really cool things that Peterbilt has changed that's really upped our game, especially like for the snowplow market, or if you got a FEPTO or Repto requirement. This one has a Repto, which is rear engine mounted PTO, and that means it's live all the time when the engine's running. But you can see here, and one of the things that we've been losing some opportunities on, and Peterbilt kind of hit it out of the park as far as I'm concerned, just as a prior upfitter, is now we offer the front frame extension. And one of the things that took us off of the municipal bids was that we couldn't do a notched frame, but you can see clearly here that we do have the provisions for a FEPTO. So you can see right in there to the flywheel. Still have the stainless. Now this one's got a stationary grill, and that allows you to be able to tilt the hood so that the grill doesn't go down into the snowplow. So again, this is a pre-sold unit. It's a snow and ice show unit that Peterbilt built as an example. If you see that the truck sits a little higher, it's because this one has a 20,000 pound axle, and this one has essentially like a 12,000 pound or a 10,000 pound axle. So the ride height on here is a little bit different in perspective on the video. But one of the really cool things that they did with this new truck was they actually lowered the cab height 3 inches down on the frame. And so if you were to have comparable suspensions and tire heights and everything else, this truck would sit substantially lower. Another really cool thing they did was new windshield. So this is the legacy windshield here. And that's the new windshield that they offer for this medium duty truck, which is really cool because it gives you 30 to 40% more windshield space. Okay, And then you can also see here new headlights in comparison to the old headlights on the Legacy unit. So this is a 2.1 meter cab, which is what we're running on our Class 8 trucks. It's 81 inches wide inside. So you bigger fellas are gonna really appreciate that. My brother drives a 337 now for a service truck, and he says it's starting to feel a little claustrophobic. So I think this is gonna be a greatly appreciated modification. Okay, mirrors. As you can see, these are A-pillar mounted mirrors. You can hang off of them like monkey bars. That's what a sales pitch would be, I suppose. And then we have really cool hood mounted mirrors. Really nicely done. These are aftermarket for the snow plows. And then you can see the classic mirrors, how they're mounted. One of the other really cool things that they changed over is they changed over from the fiberglass hood over to the new Meton hood. This is a 3-piece hood section, so if you were to have an accident or have something hit one section of your fender, you can just replace that section of the fender, which is really nice. We're still running the 7 and 9 liter PACCAR PX7 and PX9s. Up to 370 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. So you can go 260 up. We can also derate these down to a non-CDL truck, which is really nice. This is the new D-shaped tank. And now we have the stair-step style. Now some of our competitors offer a similar configuration. The difference being is that this one is set back, which is really nice because I've gotten up into those trucks before and raked my shins every single time. Not fun. And this one here also, we have the availability to put the def tank in front of the tank. Now with that setup, to get your clear frame space, you're going to have 50-inch maximum. Now if you go with the 60-inch tank, it's going to give you about another 4 inches. So every time you add about another 10 gallons, you're talking 4 to 5 inches of length. So with clear frame space, as you can see here, everything's nicely tucked. We have lots of options on how you set your stuff up there. Made lots of modifications to the frame as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go inside the cab and show you some of the cool features in there. Okay, so as you can see here, they've changed all the door panels. Big pockets on the side, cup holders, nice large grab handles. We have exterior grab handles on the interior. Now again, this is the higher hood, the vocational hood as we call it, not the swept hood. And it again is still 6 inches lower than its predecessor, so that is very nice. So all right, so check this out guys. This is the new 7-inch digital screen offered by Peterbilt. Fully integrated diagnostic systems that are available for you. I'll wait for that to boot up. You have 4 more inches of space, belly to steering wheel as they say. So in this truck you can run a full diagnostic systems, which is pretty cool. You just switch this button over here and it's going to do what's called a systems check. It's also going to run a light cycle so that you can walk around the truck while it's doing its check. This cab compared to the old cab is over 40% quieter. I've personally driven this thing. I put it in low gear, drove it around so that I could get the fan to go, and it is so much more quieter than its predecessor, which is pretty awesome. You do mounts here. These are structural mounts offered by the factory from Peterbilt. You can also replace this area right here, and you can put steel structured mounts back there so that you can mount your ELDs or whatever you need to. As you can see, they put much upgraded cup holder systems, 12-volt charging stations, USB charging stations. Now your Johnson bar is on the dash. Automatic HVAC systems. The HVAC system is much quieter. If you're familiar with the old Peterbilt 337s and 348s, you crank up that without putting it on circulate on your HVAC, you can actually feel the pressure on your ears. So taking a look at the headliner real fast, you can see these are removable, and so you can clean them out in case you have a candy bar or something melt up there. LED lights on these now. Really cool. Our body shop can do things. We have a great service department that can offer lots of upgrades. Just about anything you want to do with a truck, we can do it here at Rush Truck Centers. So one of the last things I want to talk about is this particular truck is running an Allison transmission. We can do any type of transmission configuration you like. We do now offer what's called the Hvac TX8. That would be a transmission. It's a fully automatic transmission. It's a great price point, and in opposition to an Allison, we'll be able to do a 4-year warranty versus a 3-year warranty. Again, that's up to 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. It's got 8 speeds versus the Allison 6-speed. Now the benefit to that is it's a little bit better price point, and we can actually conduct the warranty work here in-house, which is really awesome. So anyways guys, hey, again, this is JW, Rush Truck Centers, Colorado Springs, Pueblo. This would conclude my walk around on this new 536 medium duty truck. If you guys have any questions, give me a call, 970-518-5520, and we'll talk soon. Stay safe, everybody.